The situation in Israel and the region escalates. An announcement from our Defense Department. This afternoon, Pentagon spokesperson Brigadier General Patrick Ryder announcing an additional 300 U.S. troops will be deployed to the Middle East. These troops will not be going to Israel, but are intended to, quote, support regional deterrence efforts. The Pentagon also giving an update on the rising number of U.S. troops attacked in the Middle East.
Since our self-defense strikes on 26 October, there have been 6 additional, what I would consider small-scale attacks, 3 in Iraq, 3 in Syria. Right now, we're tracking a total of 27 attacks, 16 in Iraq, 11 in Syria. Certainly, this is not the first time we've seen these Iranian proxy groups do these kinds of things. We know that these groups are funded, trained, sponsored by the Iranian government, and we hold the Iranian government responsible for that.
Axios noting that more than 40,000 U.S. military personnel are currently based in the Middle East, and that, quote, with the Israel-Hamas war escalating, the United States risks becoming involved in a larger conflict that could entangle some of those troops. Retired Brigadier General and former U.S. Deputy Military Representative NATO Blaine Holt joins me. As a retired command pilot, General Holt flew more than 3,900 hours, 300 of which were during combat. Good evening, sir, and thank you for your service. Let me talk to you about, we're sending 300 troops to the area, not to Israel, for deterrence. We also have the 2 aircraft carriers for deterrence. We've got 40,000 there for deterrence. Well, it doesn't look like it's working pretty well for deterrence. I mean, it sounds, this doesn't sound like deterrence to me because it's not working. It's getting worse.
No. There's some missing elements. You can have all the hardware and forces that you want out there, but if you're not going to back it up with very hard-nosed, bullet-nosed diplomacy, we have a policy of appeasement with Iran. We took out 2 of their ammunition dumps as a retaliation for attacks on our people, and they're not impressed. They're continuing to attack us, and the appeasement continues. We have funded all of their activities, and so we can have the entire United States military there, but there's no credibility in our resolve.
Well, I don't know how many people are, how many sailors are on the aircraft carriers, but I was once on the Truman, they had 5,000. So I'm figuring 5,000 on the Ford, 5,000 on the edge. That's 10,000 there. And we've got the 40,000 in the region. And then we're going to send 300 more for deterrence, 300 people for deterrence. I mean, it's like, I just feel like someone's trying to pull a fast one on me, that we're calling it that. What's 300 going to do more? I mean, I'm not suggesting we should do anything else, but don't tell me it's deterrence, 300 more.
It's not deterrence. They're just combat enablers. There are more forces coming in. Don't forget about the parking lot of submarines underneath the water. There are over 50 ships from 11 different countries there. The chances for miscalculation are massive, and yet no strategy has been delineated from the Resolute desk. No notable diplomacy from the State Department. If you recall, the first Gulf War, this is a period when James Baker was flying all over the Middle East to get our diplomacy right.
Well, there's been some a ceasefire is off the table. As ceasefire is off the table, Prime Minister Netanyahu said that. Even former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who is a Democrat, said ceasefire isn't going to work. There was a ceasefire that everyone says on October 6th, and that didn't work with Hamas. Is a multinational peacekeeping force at some point? Is that a possible help to this? I do realize that those forces have not necessarily been successful, certainly not along certain other borders. But is that in a consideration?
It absolutely should be on the table in terms of a discussion point, because Israel's stated goal right now is the elimination of Hamas, not the elimination of the Palestinian people. A multinational force could be the thing to cool heads. At least it's a better try than nobody talking to anybody except for absolute war going on, and the destruction we see, and the potential. This is the big thing: the potential for 3 or 4 more fronts and other countries coming into this war. Yemen declared war today; they've been at war for a long time. But this is going to drive a lot of geopolitical tectonic plates.
Brigadier General Blaine Holt, thank you, sir.